In recent years, with jumps in oil prices and increasing concern about global warming, there has been a lot of focus on electric vehicles. They emit absolutely no carbon dioxide or exhaust while running, making them environmentally beneficial. In fact, electric vehicles have a long history. The first one was put into practical use in the UK in 1873. They spread even more quickly than gasoline-powered vehicles and were the first to top speeds of 100 kilometers per hour. A vehicle from this era is being preserved in Kyoto. GS Yuasa is a manufacturer and vendor of batteries primarily for automotive and industrial uses. This vehicle, called the Detroit, is housed at its headquarters. It was imported from the United States more than 90 years ago and driven by Genzo Shimadzu, one of the founders of GS Yuasa. His initials, GS, are part of the company's name. Now, with the growing interest in electric vehicles, some people wanted to see if the Detroit could run again. Restoring it, however, became a truly challenging project. GS Yuasa was formed in 2004 through a merger of Yuasa Corporation and Japan Storage Battery Company Limited. In 1917, two of the Detroit electric vehicles were purchased from the U.S. by Genzo Shimadzu, the first president of Japan Storage Battery. He loaded 42 of his company's lead-acid batteries into the vehicles and drove them for both work and private use. The Detroit reached a top speed of 60 kilometers per hour and could run 40 kilometers on a single charge. As Genzo drove the Detroit through the streets of Kyoto, the locals came to know the vehicle as Genzo's Top Hat. Genzo Shimadzu was also an inventor, sometimes called the Edison of Japan. Based on his philosophy that manufacturing must be beneficial to society, he successfully built Japan's first lead-acid battery prototype in 1895. He spent his life pursuing his dreams, with inventions including a manufacturing method for lead powder, the key component for lead-acid batteries. In 1917, Genzo founded and became president of Japan Storage Battery. He continued to drive the Detroit until his retirement in 1946. Genzo's grandson, Koichi Shimadzu, a former executive of Japan Storage Battery, shared some of his memories of the Detroit.
こんな山高帽の格好はなかったですから、まあ目立ちますわな。知ってる人に会うとなんか恥ずかしいような気がして、私照れ屋なんで、その椅子の下に隠れて乗ってたことが覚えてますね。
Over time, the batteries that powered the electric vehicle underwent a series of transformations. The batteries produced by GS Yuasa range in use from automobiles and motorbikes to industries and artificial satellites. They are put to use in fields from the oceans to outer space. The current interest in electric vehicles also has a history. In the 1970s, to address the problems of noise and exhaust generated by gasoline-powered vehicles, research and development into electric vehicles was taking place. Right around that time, the Detroits, which had been lost after Genzo's retirement and in the chaos of post-war Japan, were discovered by chance. They emerged from a large mass of equipment during repairs on an old gymnasium that was being used as a storage facility.
かなり傷んでました。ガラスが割れて、でもう傾いてましたからね。で、動かなくてもいいから形だけでも復元しようということになったんです。
The dream of making the Detroit run again had to be abandoned. But to restore their physical state, the best parts were selected from the two vehicles and pieced together into one. The Detroit was unique not just for its top hat exterior, but also for its interior construction. The steering and accelerator were horizontal bars. The foot pedals were the brake and the parking brake. After its restoration, the Detroit was put on display at the Tokyo Motor Show and other events beginning in the late 1970s. It made a huge splash, but as interest in electric vehicles waned, the Detroit made fewer and fewer appearances. Now, during this new electric vehicle craze, which requires advanced technologies, GS Yuasa is developing its high-capacity, high-performance LEV50 lithium-ion batteries for electric vehicles. It has also created the world's first system for mass production of lithium-ion batteries for electric vehicles. And the previously abandoned goal of getting the Detroit running again was tackled with a new restoration project.
当社の持っている技術を駆使すればですね、ディスプレイ用に過ぎなかったあのクラシックカーを動かすことができるはずだと、こうやってその電気自動車に対する興味が強くなっていく中でですね、少しでもその流れをですね強めるための一つの道具になれば一番いいなというふうに思っています。
In August 2008, the restoration project finally began. The Detroit, which had sat on display in the GS Yuasa headquarters lobby, was taken outside for the first time in 30 years. Restoration work was aided by Kyoei Nichiyu, a company that markets and maintains battery-powered forklifts. However, the challenges started as soon as they reached the refurbishing plant.
下へ下ろした瞬間ですね、左側に大きく傾きまして、支えなかったらひっくり返るような状態でして、これはもう、タイヤが完全に、パンクしているのとですね、それから足元が完全に足回りが弱くなってしまっていると。それからもう一つはバッテリーを下ろしてみたらダミーでですね、中身が空っぽのバッテリーが乗ってたと。これじゃあ